Hello, Leo. Thank you for joining me. So, if you're new to my channel, my name is Melissa, and I don't do zodiac readings anymore. That's how I used to start my videos. I'm Melissa, and I do zodiac readings. I don't. I'm doing this just because I felt called to do a retrograde. It's the first retrograde of 2021. I feel like there's a lot more going on in 2021 that we are not prepared for. That's what I'm kind of getting intuitively. It's not a reprieve from 2020. It's a continuation and possibly worse. Don't quote me on that. That's just how I feel. No. Okay, I'm gonna pause this because it went way over there. Okay, so here's spirits. I bet I made a really funny face. I'm gonna have to look at that later. My coffee's sitting right here and I thought I just spilled it everywhere. Okay, so Spirit has a funny sense of humor with me. While I'm talking about how 2021 might be worse than 2020, this is the card that jumped out of the deck and ran across the room. Can you see that? Oh, focus. I don't want to say it. I will, but I'm gonna, but focus, please. All right, it's the Strength card. It's the Strength. Look at her. It's the Strength card. So I'm gonna put it back in the deck, but that's what jumped out and flew across the room. On the bottom of the deck is the Tower. Okay, so yeah, that's what I was talking about. So anyways, we're gonna get into Mercury retrograde. So how I see Mercury retrograde is not like everybody else sees it. It is an opportunity for growth, an opportunity to revisit something that needs tweaking in some way. So you either need to close a chapter or you need to, there's still a lesson there that you need to learn. And I know that sounds really cheesy, but, and that's not typically my style, but whatever. The two cards that just popped out, I'm going to put them back in order, are the Seven of Swords and the Ten of Wands. So, ooh. So what I see coming back to haunt you, in this case, deception and burden. Those are the keywords on the cards. That's exactly what I would call these cards. Deception and burden. So what is coming up for Leo in the retrograde? And the Two of Wands. Okay. Okay. So I feel like there's some type of sneaky scenario that's going to resurface, or that is resurfacing or has resurfaced. Some kind of sneaky scenario, something that you just felt like was too much work to deal with. I feel like it's something that you may have cut out of your life, but won't flip and leave. I feel like it's something that you've cut out of your life. And I also see planning, though, here with the Two of Wands. Okay, so like the one would be the inspiration, and then the two is the, okay, what do I do with this inspiration? What do I do with this knowledge? What do I do with this person who just won't flip and leave, or situation that won't leave? It could be a person. I'm not really getting that exactly, but there's maybe a situation that keeps appearing, or a situation that keeps popping up every, 3 to 6 months or so. But it was definitely something sneaky that I kind of feel like I kind of am getting work-related vibes or workplace vibes. Like, if there was somebody was taking credit for all of your work, like you were doing a lot of work and they kept taking credit for it, and you were not being compensated properly because they didn't know that you were doing X, Y, and Z, and they thought this joker over here deserved more because they were taking credit for your work. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting here. So yeah, that's not good energy. That's just like, but I feel like you are aware of this, and it's time to take aware. You're aware. We got the Ace of Swords. That's definitely, it says clarity is the keyword on the card. I would agree. It's also like an idea or some type of insight or knowledge that comes in for you. Yeah, so I feel like you kind of became aware of whatever this is. You are already aware of it. And it's just, I feel like it's just going to keep happening. So What does Leo need to know about this situation? Please don't fly across the room. Dude. Okay, it was 3 cards. I'm taking them all because that was really clear. Like, no, you need these cards. Strength, which would be the Leo card, the 9 of Swords, and the Prince of Swords. We have a lot of swords out here. I feel like this is about you really being stuck in your head and like, oh, you feel stubborn right now. You're feeling stubborn to me. I need to roll up my sleeves. It's hot in here. You're feeling stubborn. I feel like this strength is kind of like a false strength. That's kind of what I'm getting. It almost feels like it's like a facade. Like there's like a slang word for it. I don't know. Like you're trying to save face. Like it's almost like a false sense of confidence. You're trying to cover up your fears. Okay, so with these two, I'm seeing that, like, it's like you're trying. This is determination. It's the Prince of Swords, which would be the Knight of Swords. Like, which would be like normally you would say like fast moving. Something's coming in fast, or something's going away fast, or something, like speed. What I see it more as is like an instinct, not necessarily determination, an instinct to like here. Okay, how do I explain this? Okay, this is why I have a YouTube channel, because this is good experience. It's good practice. It's good exercise. There's almost like a specific scenario that's like coming to mind, but it's not specific enough to put words out with. But it's almost like you recognize the fear, and probably having to do with whatever this deceit or is that what the word deception? I feel like it's related to that. Like something happened in the past, and what comes up for you in retrograde is that a fear of that happening again, a fear of something happening, a fear of being deceived, a fear of having to do all the work while somebody else takes the credit. I feel like it's like your gut instinct, your first plan of action, your first thing you do is cover it up. I need to look strong. Okay. So I'm getting really this with these 3 cards. I'm really getting like a false sense of strength. It's a way of masking your fears. So that's what's coming up for retrograde for you. So retrograde, bringing back things that need to be revisited, assessed, where you can refresh yourself over the scenario or the situation at hand. It's that fear that keeps coming up for you, and your inclination to immediately cover it up or hide it. It's giving you not giving you a false sense of strength. It's really feeding that fear, because when you instinctively go, oh, can't let anybody see me cry, can't let anybody see this. When you instinctively do that, you're suppressing the feelings. You're not making yourself stronger. You're making yourself weaker. Those feelings make you strong. And when you're suppressing them and masking them, it's an external thing. It's not you. It's what you want everybody else to see. It's false strength. It's giving the appearance of strength, but making yourself weaker inside. So I feel like you did have an aha moment with that Ace of Swords. You did have like an aha of clarity of, now I know what to do, or now I know what not to do, or whatever, but you're not doing it. You just keep putting that mask on. Okay. You're that determination is really determination to not be seen. Okay. Or to be seen in only a certain way. And I feel like you're skipping out on important lessons from vulnerability. So I feel like the fear is coming up again. That's what retrograde is showing you, is that fear. And the whole idea of being shown that fear, and what you're doing with that fear by pushing it down, you're feeding it. Sorry. You're feeding that fear by suppressing it. The way to beat it is to use it to grow. And that's not, I feel like, not what you have been doing in the past. So if you're watching this video, it means, and if you're still here 10 minutes in, it means that you kind of recognize this. I'm not wrong. If I was wrong, you wouldn't still be here. You would have left the video a long time ago. So if you're here and you recognize that this might be true, you may not want to externally, but you feel it, embrace that and work with it. Work with the fear. Why am I afraid of this? What is really true about the situation? How can I move forward and get away from the fear? Use the fear to your advantage. I watched the latest Bashar transmission. If you don't know who that is, you can Google it. And we really discussed, it's very windy outside. We discussed the mechanism of fear, and having integrity. I suggest looking into that. There's a lot more than I can go into. He's brilliant. I think you do have to pay for it. I go in on it with another couple of people. So I don't actually purchase it, but I do believe you have to purchase the talk, like the full thing. They have a YouTube channel where they will do like previews or snippets of the talk or the transmission. Bashar is a channeled entity, channeled by Daryl Anka, whatever. Probably saying it wrong both ways. But definitely look into that, because I feel like it's like you're masking a fear, and the way to beat it is to embrace it. Basically, what I learned in the Bashar talk is that what we perceive as positive energy and negative energy are not positive and negative. They are, everything is neutral, kind of expanding on that. But it's positive and negative based on what we assign to it, yes, but even negative energy things can be used for your benefit. They can be used to learn a lesson. They can be used for many, many things. And I would highly recommend, the title of the transmission is Let's Get High. It's H.I.G.H.G.H. Acronym, HIGH. And it stands for, oh my God, honesty, integrity, gratitude, and humility. So those are like the 4 things that we need to be focusing on in order for us to expand as a consciousness. That's a lot deeper. But there is a part in there where he talks about using negative scenarios, negative situations, things that we perceive as negative, I should clarify, to grow and heal. So it can be used. Tap into that fear and see why it's there, where it came from. Is it really from this one scenario where somebody was being deceptive? Is it really from that? Or does it go back further and you didn't notice it until that scenario? Because I'm willing to bet that that one scenario that you keep thinking about is not the cause of the fear. I feel like there's something much deeper than that for you. So I would really tap into that fear and ask it why it's there. Shit, have a meditation and be like, okay, listen, fear, I know you're there. Let's have a talk. What are you doing here? Where did you come from? And how can I get rid of you? Ask it. Ask the fear. Tap into that feeling. So that's what I have for you for your retrograde. I feel like that fear is going to come back up for you. Possibly that scenario will, maybe the person in that scenario will be coming back into your life in some form. Or maybe just me bringing it up is bringing it back for you. Okay, that's like a chicken versus egg scenario. It could just be this video reminding of you that brings it back into your awareness for you to deal with, which is fine. Deal with it. So, but it is totally up to you to tap into that and see what you can do to fix it. And if you don't this time around, it will come back until you deal with it. So, and if you don't deal with it in this lifetime, it'll be there in the next. So, that's what I have for you. Yeah, so if you have any questions, pop them in the comments. Like I said, I would love for you to subscribe, but know that I don't do these zodiac readings very often. You may want to check out the other videos and see if it's really something you want to subscribe to. So thank you so much for watching, and as always, have a blessed day.